फार इन्वॉल्व वो पूरा रख के कैमरा आराम से ऐसे कर।
सेंटर साइड तक देखिए सर, राइट से लेफ्ट क्या कर रहे हो? ये कहां कुछ करता है लेके ले जा इमरान सर। थैंक यू सर, चलो अंदर थैंक यू गाइस, थैंक यू। कौन है किसको लेके नहीं आता? दिस पे वेयर प्रेस कम कभी 6 बजे 6:30 पहुंच गए सब लोग।
Yeah. This one. Hi. Please. What's going on?
Someone's missing, so probably I can start off.
No, she's here.
The one that's missing is the one that's supposed to be. Oh, all right. A busy sandwich.
For the book. That's what I've just heard. A little bird told me who came to sign up. And anyway, so this has been researched with the assistance of the US and Indian intelligence. I did say it's a gripping thriller. War correspondence and of course, the crime writer Hussain Zaidi. That's Hussain Zaidi at that corner. Tali to baja do bechare ke liye. I'm sorry if I sound a little informal. I'm not your typical MC. I'm just a friend who got some lines and I'm adding to them or minusing them. Hussain is known around the country, if not the world, for his terrific prowess as a writer. And his writing really is based on real crime and real criminals. And he excels at that. Having started off as a journalist, I'm sure he was terrible then, but he evolved into a really good writer. And I think he was a path-breaking journalist because the way he delved into stories to tell the truth about the incident as well as the perpetrator of the incident is what led him up to the point where we had his first brilliant book called Black Friday. Now you can clap again. Okay, so he has been like a mentor to this young man. Very, I think you have been very, very lucky. I'm sure you've learned a lot from him. You did assist him for 2.5 years. I don't know what assistance you gave. You made tea for him or you typed for him. But I've been told he worked for him for 2.5 years. And yes, of course, he right now works for Red Chillies Entertainment as well as Kolkata Knight Riders. You can ask. Lastly, we come to the most famed personality on this stage, very recognized, Mr. Emraan Hashmi, terrific actor. I don't think you can deny that he's a terrific actor. He's a really good actor who has the ability to give you big blockbusters that make money. How many of them have made money? I think at least 5 or 6, 7, 8.
The beauty is that you don't keep a count.
Yeah, okay. I was going to read out some, then I said, "Oh, pata nahi kaun se," but I've loved some of your films. I have to say that you're a really fine actor, and I think you've made a unique position coming from the kissing king to being recognized as a brilliant actor.
I
had to throw that
I'm going to kiss that goodbye. So yeah, that's the past.
No, but it got you. I think it's terrific.
Yes. I've kissed my way to the top.
I mean, Kim Kardashian
kissing and getting paid for it. I mean,
listen, Kim Kardashian had to make a sex video to get famous. You only had to kiss Malika
I can go only
Sherawat.
this far. Trust me. No sex videos here.
So, without further ado, can I request you to unwrap the book and let's go for the release. Thank you guys. Imran, I know you need to be specially thanked because you're a very busy boy.
Thank me, please.
But I hear you're up for an imminent release or aaj kuch trailer bhi release ho raha hai?
We had a trailer launch. So yeah, please enjoy it. It's on YouTube. We launched it at
Film ka naam bhi bol do.
Shamelessly plugging my film is Hamari Adhuri Kahani, but that's all that I'll say today about the film.
Bilal ki kahani puri ho gayi, teri adhuri
नहीं इनकी कहानी के बारे में बात करने के लिए आया हूँ मैं. So Bilal is, first of all, thank you Bilal and Hussain for inviting me here today for the book launch, and thank you everyone for coming here. I met Bilal a couple of months back through Hussain, and we had a meeting at my place, I remember. And when he walked in, I thought he was 16 years old. After the meeting was done, Hussain was leaving, and I remember at the door he said, this boy is 20 and he has just finished writing a book, and I almost fell off the seat. You know, here's a boy at an age when, I'm including myself at that age, when you're whiling away time in a college canteen and you're chasing girls and you're trying to pass exams and avoid KTs in your college. He has gone ahead and written a fantastic book. The next time we met, the following day, I was given a copy of the book and I read it, and it is fantastic. I think that's the sign of a good book. It transports you. It's got some fantastic characters, it's got some great moments, and it just immerses you, it just sucks you in. And it's something that you wouldn't want to put down. So very proud of him, and also of Hussain for mentoring him. I think we need more people like Hussain who you know, hold the prodigy's hand and take them ahead and just show them the way. At this age, he needs a lot of guidance, and of course he's written a fantastic book, but also Hussain has been a wonderful mentor. And yes, to you, you know, the next time you write your other book and the following books, I'll be right up there in the line, waiting for a signature, for a signed copy. So, big fan, and please continue the good work. Thank you.
Hussain, why don't we go straight to a Q&A? Why don't you take it over? And why don't you ask him? Now the Q&A session, तो आप उसको पूछो questions अपने protege को.
I'll just take 2 minutes of yours to talk about Mr. Bilal Siddiqi. You know, I met him about 2 years ago when I was doing this book, Mumbai Avengers. At that time, I had given a speech in St. Xavier's College, and I was looking for some students to help me in my research. So I said that whoever will come home, my wife serves most delicious idlis and chutneys in the world, so they will get those idlis and chutneys for helping me. You won't believe, some 30 students turned up. And you know, the best part is when I started taking the names, I was wary that I don't want a single Muslim name, because Mumbai Avengers was so much about Islamic terror. So I didn't want any Muslim boys assisting me or helping me there. But as circumstances of fate turned out, that those 30 students who have turned out, 29 only came for idlis and chutneys, and they disappeared after that. Bilal Siddiqi stayed back. My wife and I, both of us, didn't want him on the team, believe me. We were so reluctant to take him. Because we thought that he will not like it the way I'm going to write about so much against Muslims and anti-terror, blah, blah. But he said, no, we want to write about it and he wants to stick on, he wants to assist me. So, it so happened that after that I wrote some 3 books and Bilal assisted me in 2 books, and now after My Name is Abu Salim and after Mumbai Avengers, I cannot imagine to write a book without Bilal's help. Wow. At age 20, he's so sorted in his head. He can tell you how to solve a difficult problem. If my characters are trapped in a difficult situation, how to come out of it, what would be my next move, how to think. Whenever I say I need a 1-pager of stories, he'll just say, I'll give you tomorrow. And at 2 AM at night, I can see him online working. That's the kind of hard work and dedication you see in this boy. You know, at his age, people are chasing girls, being on Facebook, watching porn, and all kinds of other nonsensical stuff. But this boy is writing stories by no less than Prime Minister to come and take India's mission ahead in Balochistan. It's a thrilling ride, and some of those situations are amazing. As Emraan said, that you get immersed, you get sucked into those situations. So I wish him tremendous success and wish him have all the bestsellers in future as well. I would request Bilal to say a few words about your first book and how you went about it.
So as Hussain sir said that I met him 2 years ago and assisted him on various books. Somewhere down the line I thought, you know, I was very interested by his genre and before I met him actually. And I kind of thought I'd develop my own plot and, you know, just write it for fun. I had no idea that would get published or anything like that. I thought it's probably when I'm 40 I'll just turn back and see what I wrote when I was a 20-year-old. But one day Hussain sir just told me that about this imprint that he's starting, which is called Blue Salt. And he said that they've tied up with Penguin, so they're kind of looking to encourage new authors and new writers and all that. So he told me that they're looking for a thriller, a genuine espionage thriller. And I thought, this is my chance. So I prepared a synopsis, I kind of passed it by him, and first he told me this is not good enough. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll rework it. I asked him, what do I add to it? So he's like, a synopsis is like a seduction to the book. Is that right?
Yeah. You seduce your readers to read the book.
Okay, whatever. I'm not good with such terminology. I saw Emraan sir's first movie after 18. I saw it after 18. Until then, I don't know what you've done. So that happened after like 3-4 drafts of the synopsis. Forwarded it to the head of Penguin at that point, who was Miss Chiki Sarkar, and I met her at the Times Lit Fest, and she said that fine, go ahead and start writing this, and I did that because now suddenly I had motive to write the book. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure I'd have meandered with it halfway through. You know, you don't have that sort of motivation to complete a book unless you kind of dedicate the time to it and that sort of mental bandwidth. But now that Chiki Sarkar had said that, I kind of made time, especially to work on the book. And she told me that she'll take a call on whether she wants to publish it after reading half the manuscript. So now it became a task in the sense that I had to kind of accept the challenge. I had to write the best half a book ever, so that it kind of gets published. It's not the best half a book ever, but so I kind of forwarded it to Chiki ma'am, and she liked it, so that's how I got published. And this, I had started writing when I was 19 at that point, and yeah.
So let me butt in. When the second synopsis went to Chiki, she was not unsure about the first one. So when the second synopsis went to her, she went and discussed it with her sales team, and I can't describe the kind of excitement that I felt in her voice when she called me. Hussain, my sales team is so excited. They're ecstatic about the way the Kabiran's character unfolds in the book. You know, he beats youngsters in a soccer game, and the moment he finishes his game, there's a call from PMO, there's a plane waiting for you, and you're called to Delhi immediately. She says, what kind of writer writes like that? my sales team wants to publish this book. Now, this is the first time she has not liked the synopsis. So I still remember that moment that Chiki has never reacted to this such a way for any book or any synopsis, the way she reacted to his book. So, well.
Yeah. Also, of course, this book wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for Hussain sir, you know, because he answered my calls as late as 2 a.m. and it was a silly plot point that I wanted to discuss, and he's like, "So jao Bilal." But I said, "No, sorry, ek baat karni hai." In fact, I remember him telling me that when he WhatsApps me at the night, before sleeping, he reads the messages out loudly so that his wife knows that he's WhatsApping me. So he's helped me a lot. He's helped me. He's put me onto sources. He's helped me by putting me onto the right people to talk to. Some of them aren't here. So, but fact-wise, I'm pretty sorted because of Hussain sir. Otherwise, it would have just been entirely fiction, which it still is. But you needed a realistic backdrop to set the story against. So I think Hussain sir helped me big time with that. And yeah, that's about it.
So if there are any question and answers for the author, for Emraan.
First question to Bilal.
For me?
To Bilal. I said to write such a book, you need to read a lot of history, the geopolitics of the whole zone. So how do you go about that? Getting the facts right on the... And history extends to, I mean, how nations are formed and so on.
Yeah, and especially since you're dealing with an area that's as tumultuous as Balochistan. So, obviously, there's a plethora of stuff online, but you can't rely on that all the time. And I can't travel to Balochistan because mom calls me 5 times a day if I go to Khar. So when Hussain sir put me onto quite a few of his sources too, because you need to know about first-hand experience. Even if it's not in Balochistan, the whereabouts somewhat. You have to get a good idea of the terrain, you have to get a good idea of the political atmosphere there, because India, Balochistan, Pakistan, Afghanistan, they all kind of merge at one point, which is not geographically, I'm saying in terms of politics. There's a lot going on even in India that's indirectly connected to Balochistan. So Hussain sir's sources helped me big time with that. And when I was in US too, in fact, quite by coincidence, I happened to meet my friend who I've known since a good 15 years or something. And his girlfriend was over at his house, and he told me that her dad worked in the CIA for 20 odd years. So I asked him to connect me with him immediately. And that happened rather quickly. So all my basic doubts about terrorism, about Islamic extremism, about jihadism, all of that I kind of got through him by connecting with him, and I got a basic understanding of that. And since it's a fictional book, I needed a backdrop that was true enough. I didn't have to kind of change the names and write the entire story again. So the backdrop is more or less fact. The story is entirely fiction. So I think we are sorted that way.
Bilal,
yeah.
I wanted to ask you, when I read the book, I felt I was reading a film script. So did you have, because it's dramatic, you've got the characterization, you've got the plotting. I just thought you had a film in mind when you were writing it. Is that right?
Not at all, actually. See, that's the thing today. A book kind of has to compete with a film in terms of its how it captures you. Because many people today, my age included, around 50% don't read books. And I'm not even exaggerating about this. If I know certain people who just don't read books, they'll say, skip the picture, picture dekh lete. But that's not how it works, at least for me. But at the same time, you do have to kind of deal with certain scenes cinematically in order to make it more interesting. And if it happens along the course, then nothing like it. But yeah, it's a thriller. It would be silly not to make it cinematic now and then. And I'm hoping it'll make for a good movie when that happens. So.
Will it be Emraan Khan or Emraan Hashmi?
Emraan Khan. I don't know. That's up to the makers of the film to decide. I don't have any call in that. So.
Are you recommending?
Definitely, yeah, he'd make an awesome Kabir.
That's why I'm here.
No, he suits the character of Kabir Anand to the T
I like
actually.
screen test script, so. Oops.
No kissing scene.
No kissing scene.
Also, the thing is with Kabir as a character, he's not your typical mainstream James Bond or a Bond, because it's very easy to fall into that trap. When you write a character of a spy, he can very well look like a shadow of a Bond, and we've seen that fail, at least in India. I won't name any movie, but that's the thing. So Kabir as a character is very understated. He is not flamboyant. He won't wear a suit. He won't sip on martinis. He won't. But he's still at the same time, he's got that Shakespearean angle to him that kind of gives him the emotional touch, because he's kind of relating real conflict with, let's say, a Macbeth or a Hamlet or whatever. And also at the same time, when Kabir is fighting people, it has to be realistic in the sense that it's a book, it's not a movie, so you do kind of describe a gunfight as realistically as possible, but at the same time make it a little more cinematic. So I think Kabir is a good character, and I hope that there can be many more books with Kabir, or films with Kabir. Let's hope it works out.
Other than your mentor, do you have any author role models?
Author role models?
Yeah.
As in, if I know them personally,
we talk about James Bond, so Ian Fleming. I mean, so
yeah.
Have you read a lot?
See, I read a lot of Ian Fleming, and honestly, I think the movies are better than the books for Bond, because he wrote it at a point of time where not everything was exaggerated so that it suits cinematic style, which is tending to happen now. But I do like Daniel Silva, who is one of my favorite authors of this same genre, and Frederick Fawcett. But see, that's the thing, right? It's very easy to fall into that trap. Like, it could end up looking like a copy of a Fawcett or a Silva. So I had to consciously make an attempt to keep it as original as possible, so that even if I don't intend it, there are no similarities. So yeah, I think Daniel Silva, Frederick Fawcett, Lee Child is a great author too, Jack Reacher. I'm talking about the similar genre. Yeah.
Sir, when a personality like you, a super successful hero, a celebrity, sits beside the no it's like him. नए बंदा के बाद अब क्या सोचते हैं? खरीद सकते यहाँ बैठ प्रिपरेशन तो होती है आपको
Well, I obviously when I met him first, I think it's extremely inspirational कि इन्होंने इस उम्र में किताब लिखी है, and then you go back to thinking that it's not really the years that you live, it's the experiences that you have, and the intellect and how you apply yourself. So I think for someone like me also, I think it's extremely inspirational to be sitting next to him, to kind of to read this book, this piece of work, and see the amount of work that's been put in by him, and a kind of worldview that he has. So yeah, it's extremely inspiring.
Emraan, between watching films and reading a book, what do you prefer?
Well, I've read a couple of books recently that were adapted to films, be it, something like a Twilight or a Gone Girl or Hunger Games, but nothing really. When you read a book, it's about you kind of imagine the space, and a lot of stuff gets edited down when it eventually goes up there on screen, and you need a sensible director who does that. Some of the films, miserably fail in that department because nothing really goes ahead and kind of supersedes the book. Generally, it's the book that is actually the star, and then you have to have a crew that kind of gives it its due. And sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. Like Gone Girl was a great example of something good that was done with the material. But still, I prefer the book. I liked the book a lot, yes. But still, a wonderful film based on that. So even on something like this, you'll need a team that is extremely sensitive to the material, that understands the space. It's a book that thrills you. It keeps you at the edge of the seat. And you need a director that understands that. You need actors that understand that and can give you that intensity on screen.
No, what about Black Friday? Did you watch Black Friday and have you read
No, unfortunately, I've not seen that.
इमरान, आपकी फिल्म का ट्रेलर अभी लॉन्च हुआ है और इंडस्ट्री के कई लोगों ने ट्वीट करके भी काफ़ी प्रशंसा की है, तो आपके ऊपर काफ़ी प्रेशर होगा।
जब ट्वीट करके उसका प्रेस करते हैं तो प्रेशर नहीं होता है। जनरली जब ट्वीट नहीं करते तो प्रेशर होता है। But like I said, let's just keep this at the book today. Just enjoy the trailer. It's come out today on YouTube. So we'll have more press conferences for that film very soon, shortly in a week, so we can discuss the film then.
Just launched it on YouTube.
Sorry?
Any specific hidden agenda behind this?
I mean, everyone launches films on YouTube these days, so and also on television. So you'll have the film on television.
Bilal Siddiqi.
Yes.
Hi. I particularly came all the way from Brantford
Thank
to
you.
ask you. I don't think you'll say thank you when you hear my question. You have called, I haven't read your book, but I presume it's all about murder and...
Yeah, some extent. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what I'm saying is, are you going with the trend? Because the trend today is blood, and more blood. And the
You
more
think so?
violence, no, I'm asking you. I'm not finished my question.
Sure.
I'm asking you whether you are going with the tide, with the way that is happening at the moment. And where is the spirituality? Where is the redemption in the book? Is there a redemption at all? Redemption? You know what redemption can be? I mean,
redemption.
yeah, okay. So is there a redemption to the characters in the book? Or is it just blood and gore through and through? Are you just going with the tide? Or are you really with it?
Ma'am, you could have, you read the book, you know there's a lot of redemption in it. Also, as for going with the tide, I don't know who else has written this sort of book in India yet. You see the Ravinder Singhs, you see the Durjoy Dattas, they are writing love stories, and they're older than me. And a lot of it is teen romance and, you know, romantic novels and stuff. And if I had written that, then I think the question would have been valid, that I've gone with the flow. But at the same time, having said that, it's my first attempt at this, and it's a genre that really excites me. And I plan to write with maybe this character, maybe another. But for now, I want to stick in this genre because I think there's a lack of good books in this particular genre. Hopefully, if it does well, which only time will tell, I will probably decide to write another one. And the redemption bit is pretty evident once you read the book, because the main crux of the story is redemption at some point. Because he is kind of avenging his mentor, and I think I've handled human emotions fairly well. I think Hussain and Emraan have read it, so they might know a little better. But yeah, thank you for coming on.
इमरान, लास्ट क्वेश्चन, आपके लाइफ में कोई ऐसी कहानी है जो अधूरी रह गई हो, रह गई हो?
वो बार उसी पे आ रहा है, तो अधूरी पे आ रहा है। बार्ड ऑफ ब्लड, अधूरी के बारे में एक हफ्ते के बाद बात करेंगे।
नहीं, पिक्चर होगी तो पूरी भी हो जाएगी ना। Yes, 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 ma'am.
Why do you call your book The Bard of Blood? The Bard is a poet.
Exactly. So that's okay. So he is a professor of Shakespeare who has been wronged in the past. He likes the bard's work, and at some point down the mission, he's been given the sobriquet or the nickname of the bard, hence the Bard of Blood. Yes, yes, yes. One.
Bilal, 21 में आप टाइटल
20.
21 तक आप इमरान हाशमी की तरह एक्टर बनेंगे?
Yes, 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 Glad to say it.
बन जाओ यार, पिक्चर बना लो आप, मैं एक्टिंग करूँगा।
Final question.
No.
Yes, yes, ask.
Final question.
I just want to know how and when the character of Kabir popped into your head,
Yeah.
or it came about.
So Kabir is actually, I'm going to take time to answer this because, see, the thing is, when you're reading fiction, foreign fiction, in terms of a Lee Child or a Daniel Silva, they have such strong characters which I don't think in India, while reading them, I just noticed that as a reader, I haven't thought that I'll write and fill that void or anything at that point of time. But I thought that, yeah, India deserves a character that could possibly have the same, what do you call it, strength to carry on certain adventures, and it's very, as I said earlier, it's very easy to fall into that trap of being a wannabe Bond or a wannabe Jason Bond, which is not what I wanted. So Kabir was in my head. I wanted someone very simple, very understated, but at the same time he can be lethal when it comes to it. So that was the basic first germ of the idea that I had in my head, and then it kind of just took off from there.
Name a novel that you've read and you would like to make a film of, and a character you would like to play.
I can't really think of any right now. I think this definitely would be one which you can make into a fantastic feature film. It's got lots of twists and turns, it's got all the emotions, and that's what you need in a film these days. You need something that is not just about the craft. You need to feel different emotions. It has to shock you. It has to take you to a point where you don't know which way it's headed. And you know, books rarely give you that. I mean, there are very few books that give you that unpredictability. I think this is one book that gives you that. So I think this would be that book.
Nice.
The mic again to say thank you very much for coming, and thank you to Penguin Random House. And somebody asked if he's going to be an actor. Go, this is bookshop wants everybody to leave now.
Sir, right, sir, left.
Sir, left, sir.
Right.
Left, sir.
Left to right.
First, straight here.
Bilal, right.
Sir.
Stop.
Straight here. Straight, straight.
You're right, Bilal.
Yes, sir, left. Sir, left is me. Sir, straight here.
Sir, right, thank you.
Sir, left.
Imran sir, एक सोलो मेरा क्या है? ले लिया ना, बाहर ले लिया तूने.
Imran sir. Sir, left. Sir, left.
Bilal straight.
Sir, left. Bilal straight. अपने राइट पे.
Bilal. Bilal. ओके ओके इंग्लिश में बोलता हूँ मैं. अरे इंग्लिश में लिखी है तो इंग्लिश में बोलता हूँ. मेरे लिए नहीं रहेगा ना. आई स्पीक इन इंग्लिश. ओके. The book is a thriller set in Balochistan. And जी. The book is a thriller. It's set in Balochistan. It's entirely fictional, but against a realistic backdrop. And I think it's more character-driven. And when you put a good character into a conflict-ridden area, it gives you a good story. And yeah, that's the kind of book that it is. एक साल लगा लिखने को किताब. It's inspired in the sense I was wanting to write a spy novel. It had a good, I don't think there are too many like that in India, but the fact that that kind of helped me, because the fewer the spy novels, the more the opportunity to bring one into the market. And also it was something जो शौक से लिख दिया मैंने. I didn't have any idea that it would get published at that point, but things work out well. So hopefully I can write a few more also. I have not thought of it that way. For any writer, be it 20, 40 or 80, the experience of writing a book is one thing. You enjoy that.
And the joy you get when you see it published and you hold it in your hand for the first time, that is something that I'm sure any author of any age would experience. So the fact that I'm 20 and I've done it doesn't quite strike me first. But when I think of it, it does give me an edge over some of the other 20-year-olds that are out there. So, yeah. The Bard basically means... यार हिंदी में अभी क्या है? The Bard of Blood is a thriller. टाइटल के बारे में एक मिनट यार सोचना पड़ेगा, हिंदी में मतलब नहीं आता. तो it's आतंकवाद का जिक्र है इसमें. हाँ यार, the story is kind of set in a terrorist backdrop, you know, so it's got a lot of terrorism elements. It's got a lot of true incidents that have happened, including 26/11 and all. So those are there in the backdrop. मतलब उनका जिक्र हुआ है, but ये जो कहानी है कुछ नया है. It's not quite based on an old terrorism event that has happened. But having said that, I hope that the book is well received by people, because such topics are a little sometimes, you know, shaky to write on. But I hope I've done a fair enough job of that. So yeah. Inshallah banegi. In fact, I'm talking to someone who already has the idea to make it into a film, and we'll be closing the contract sometime this week. So maybe let's hope that happens. Then we'll see it as a good film as well. Otherwise, मुंबई से हूँ. बात करें कहीं ना कहीं कंट्रोवर्सी मामला है जो गन का है, कहीं ना कहीं आपको लगा कि इस तरह बुक की अगर बात करेंगे, हाँ, जो गन वगैरह है, कहीं इसमें आपको ऐसी अड़चनें आई जो पूछा गया हो कि क्या है इसके अंदर, कुछ ऐसा भड़काऊ चीज़ें तो नहीं है? नहीं, आई डोंट थिंक देयर एनीथिंग भड़काऊ है. आप मुस्लिम हैं? मैं मुस्लिम हूँ, उसके लिए तो लिखा है. बिकॉज बीइंग अ मुस्लिम, यू kind of want to know more about why terrorists kind of take that route of being terrorists. So that made me read a lot. It made me understand that a lot of it is unjustified. It made me understand that a lot of it could be dealt with in a very good way through a fictional story. So I thought that was the first thing that made me go ahead and write the book. So reality में थोड़ा बहुत based है. There is some fact in it, but it's an entirely fictional story. So the fact that it's a fictional story, so there's no reality in that bit of it, but it's against a realistic backdrop. नहीं, this is my first book, पहला किताब है, and inshallah I write many more. पूरा क्रेडिट किसको जाता है इसमें? मतलब क्रेडिट इन व्हाट सेंस? मतलब लिखी मैंने यार. आपकी हेल्प किसने की? हुसैन जैदी सर ने बहुत मदद की मुझे. रिसर्च में ही हेल्प मी अ लॉट. ही पुट मी ऑन टू सम सोर्सेज. ही हेल्प मी विद द प्लॉट पॉइंट्स. ही हेल्प मी विद a lot of the finer nuances that a writer only as experienced as him could bring to the game. So I think that way it helped me. क्या मैसेज देती है आपकी बुक? यार ये किताब मतलब एंटरटेनमेंट के तौर पे पढ़े तो बेस्ट है. मैं मैसेज देने जाता नहीं हूँ ज़्यादा यार. खुद का प्रॉब्लम है मैसेज देने में. बट आई थिंक at the end it gives you that same old thing that we're used to. Good wins over evil, and it's just a different sort of evil. It's a different sort of good. It's a different plot. So in the end you kind of have that you have that sort of ending where everything is solved, and maybe it isn't also, but that you'll know once you read the book. It has a message at a subtle level. I've not tried to sound too preachy, so let's hope it works. Thank you so much. Revati with me. She told me not to be a writer. I'll be my writer soon.
Let's hope. Congratulations.
Thank you. Hi, Jess. Where's Zen?
Sit outside. Keep this seat. And when it's like a couple of weeks tired. Bilal is too popular.
Once in a way, yeah.
Hi, beta.
How can I?
बैठ जिया आप इस तरफ आ जाओ इस तरफ आ जाओ
My bad. Thank you. No problem. I should thank you for coming.
This is for Sabina. You can write Sabina.
Auntie?
No, just Sabina.
I have not recalled.
Yeah, you would recall. Sunita and
Wait.
Finally.
All the pictures in the mother.
The mother with the mother. Yes. Don't forget to sign this. इसके लिए मैं आई हूँ. This should be the moment.
Excuse me. ये match चल रही है. Thank you, auntie. I'll see you soon.
Just wait. Yeah, look. Hold on.
Okay, thank you.
Let's